Now then, look at this. This is so lovely and we love him and we don't want him any other way than this. It adds to this tart, believe you me, this tart has been practiced and so many people have had to eat a lot of tart and they've all commented on this pastry. So please make your pastry shell in brown flour, wholemeal flour with your little flax seeds running through and enjoy this. This is a work of art and you are going to make it so yourself. We have got here the spinach and the onion mix. Already I've drained it, I've pressed it in the sieve and I've got what will be a lovely juice out of it at the end of the day, but that's all gone. We want it nice and dry. And before I forget, pepper. So he's gone now before I forget him. We've got here this aromatic, should we say, sulphurous mix, which when I developed this, I wanted it smooth, I wanted it eggy, I wanted it just perfect to bind without being hard. You know, there are so many different things that you are looking for when you develop a recipe and wanting to go one better than the existing recipes for these sorts of products online already. So, as I said before, silken tofu and firm tofu were trialled. Sat down, knife and fork, bit of salad and thought, no, it's not good enough. We've got to go back to silken tofu and make it firmer, because that was my problem. Silken tofu wasn't setting well enough. It was flopping around, it wasn't holding the filling. And we don't want floppy bits of quiche. Tart. I'm calling it quiche today and I don't know why, because it's not a quiche, we're not in France. So there we are, we've got that in there. We've got some potato now on the floor, but we're all right with that. We'll just have to leave him. 150 grams of potato. I did put an extra one on here, so I'm not too worried about all that on the floor, I don't think. So yes, you want your potato in the bottom of this tart, like that, and have that potato ready in there before you go about adding all of this.
Julia, can I make a suggestion? Is there any chance you can bring it over to the camera on the tart as well?
Okay. So let's just mix this thoroughly through. This spinach tends to clump a little bit, so using the spatula, make sure that the spinach is broken up. Do you see what I'm doing? Just pulling that spinach a bit apart. You want the mix running through it. Like that. So that's nicely mixed there. Let's bring this over here so we can see. And we're just going to put him on. Now carefully does it. You don't want this spilling on the edge. Whatever vessel you choose to mix your filling in needs to be a little bit narrow, I guess. You need to be able to mix and see, but you don't want it so wide that at this point it's going to flop everything out over the edge of the tart. There's a balancing act with everything, I guess. So he's out now. So I'm just going to push the filling into the edge. The feedback from testing is people aren't noticing the potato really. It's got to be there though, I think, because it's adding solidity and structure and actually a little bit of carb in your belly. So here we are. We've got him in. We're happy, and he's going to go in a 220 degree oven for 20 minutes because that blast of heat sets this thing properly. Might be in a little bit longer for you, might be a little bit less at the end of the day, but that's what we want. This is what we're looking for, this beautiful tart all ready to go into the oven.